Welcome back to, we don't know what we're going to call this, but we're going to call it something. And hopefully I'm going to start throughout the episode. I'll probably drop some of the ChatGPT name suggestions. So the first one is, and you let me know what you think, Daniel.
Yeah, absolutely, bro.
Cage Chronicles.
Ooh, Cage Chronicles.
I have 20 of them, right? That's the first one, but I don't like, the thing about ChatGPT is that it does too many.
It'll go generic. Yeah, it'll go generic at times.
But what is it when you start the word with the same, like the two words with the same letter?
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about. It's got like the same letter. You'll classify it as like CC or something.
Hold on, I'll tell you right now what it's called for each word. It's called an acrostic. Acrostic? I can't read.
How you spell it? How you spell that?
Hold on. What is it called when you take a word and use each? No. Acrostic? No. It's not the right thing, bro. And that's not how you say it. I've said this before. Who cares? You know, who cares?
Who cares? Yeah. As long as it sounds cool, right?
Anagrams? No.
No, anagrams would be
no,
acronym would be the
rearranging the letters. So naming something.
Oh, nah.
Same first letter.
There's a word for it.
There's a word for
me
it
on that one.
Alliteration. I think that's what it's called. Any string of words beginning with the same letter. See, I knew because I had looked it up the other day, and I told ChatGPT. So no alliterations. Let's see what it comes up with. So it came up with 20 different ones, and I put the ones that already exist. So this is gonna be a Nic Cage only podcast. Okay, we're going to try and stick to the Nic Cage, but we're going to put a little bit of a different twist on it. We're not going to do, obviously it's my show, so it's going to be greater than all the other Nic Cage shows out here, but we're going to go a little bit deeper, and I want to focus more on the esoteric occult symbolism within the Nic Cage movies, and we might throw in some extracurricular stuff when it comes to, now we won't just stick to movies, okay? That's what I'm going to say, but welcome to Daniel, who me and Daniel have been friends for probably, I think more than 15, but less than 20 years, right?
Yeah, just about. Yeah, 15 to, 15 or 16 years now.
Yeah, so I feel like it's more than 10, but less than 20. So somewhere in there.
Don't make us like old, bro.
Bro, we're old, dude.
Don't remind me, man.
Dude, we're approaching 30. I mean, I'm gonna be 30. I know you're probably 30 something now, right?
Yeah, I'm turning 31 in June, so.
Yeah, you're old, bro. You're old. But time flies. I remember playing Halo with the neighborhood. You remember that, dude? Halo.
Bro, everybody in the neighborhood would just come to my house and just play Halo 2 multiplayer split screen all the time. So much fun.
Or even Turok.
Oh my god.
You ever played Turok? I think it was on GameCube.
Turok? I didn't have a GameCube. I only had like Xbox, and then like later on I'd get like a PlayStation, but yeah.
How time flies, bro. So
I know, man.
Have you been working on anything else other than, I know you had a podcast. Where does
I had
that stand?
I had a podcast for a bit, but with the people I was doing it with, we just kind of, had a bit of a hiatus. I've been more focused on streaming and just making content, whether it's YouTube, mostly on Instagram. I kind of find that like engagement on Instagram and TikTok, which is wild how easy it is to get like 1,000 views on TikTok. Because you just post something, and even if you barely try, you just go, here's a cover of a song or something. Boom. Like people just start watching it and you're like, oh shit. So I could see how people get addicted to like the consumption and the content creating all the time. Because dude, it's everywhere. Like this whole thing is just saturated, But no, I mean, I tend to do it in my free time, and I find myself enjoying streaming a lot more, funny enough, even though it does take a lot of time depending on how much you put into it. It's just because of how you could set up your streams and how interactive you could get with your audience and the people that start watching you. It's really fun. I always enjoyed it, and my plan this year is to kind of do a little bit more of that, create some more content off of that. And yeah, we'll see where it goes.
Yeah, I told you I wanted to start doing streaming, but it's just like, number one, I'm terrible at these games, so I feel
jump the gap, Juan. Nah, man, I can't. The button, bro, it don't work.
Sometimes I'll be playing, I'm like, man, why do I suck so much at this game? Like, why am I so terrible?
Not only are you supposed to be a bit good at what you're playing, you're also supposed to engage with the audience. So it's like, with the content that you make, I feel like if anyone starts bringing up theories of anything, and they hit you with a curveball about something, it's like, what do you think of the dimensions in our astral plane of existence? And you're just like, bro, hold on.
Yeah, no,
the sniper's just taking me out.
It's not gonna. Yeah, imagine doing that and trying to play Elden Ring. Like it wouldn't translate too well. So another one here, bro. These are lame. So Nick on screen, no. The Cage Watch, no. The Nicolas Cage show.
That sounds like a very generic like Nicolas Cage podcast, or the Cage Watch.
The Cage Experience.
I do feel like it is an experience to watch his stuff, but jot it down. Who knows?
Is the Cage Zone a podcast? It is.
Yeah.
But it's about MMA. It's not even about it's not even about Nic Cage, bro. It's about yikes. All right. And I would say let's let the people vote, but I've never put out an episode,
a poll
without it's not live, so we can't do that.
Right.
But I figured we'd talk a little bit about Nic Cage, maybe go through his filmography. And what I did was I opened up an Excel, and there is, excluding 3 movies that are coming out this year, one in 2025. Arcadian, Long Legs are coming out this year, 2024. They're in post-production right now. And The Surfer is coming out in 2025. It's in post-production as well. There is a total of 115. So hopefully this is accurate. And what I'll do is at the end of the episode, we'll run a random number generator. And that's how we'll decide what movie we're going to watch. Now, again, I want to focus on Symbolism, and then we can critique and review. I think Nic Cage is one of those guys where he is multifaceted enough to where there's definitely an evolution in his career from when he first started, or maybe not.
Well, I think the more important question is, Juan, are you a fan of the man, the myth, the legend that is Nicolas Cage?
Absolutely not. I don't have a cutout of him in my room, and I don't have a pillow and stuff, and a Nicolas Cage, a freaking what do you call it, a sheet and all that stuff. Like, none of that.
But what draws you to him? What do you think it is that is interesting, or what's the aura? What do you think it is?
So I definitely haven't given him enough coverage on my show, given that I have a freaking cutout of him and stuff like that. I am a big fan of his. What draws me to him is just his versatility as an actor, and I'm going to bring up the quote here, the Coppola quote, where he talks about them being cinemagicians. Coppola, right? Is that how you say it? Because I was saying Coppola.
Yeah, Coppola. You could say Coppola also.
I can say however I want, right, bro?
It's your show. Hey,
yeah,
I mean,
bro, who cares?
However you want.
Yeah, so there was a quote here that he goes, one of the Coppolas.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. Come on, bro.
Oh, it's not working.
Of course, when I go to find it. All right, so here it is. I'm going to pull it up here on screen.
All right.
That's how it works. When you go to find it, it doesn't come up.
It won't come up. Nope.
Right here, let's pull this up. This is, again, I think cinema, movies, and magic have always been closely associated. The very earliest people who made film were magicians. That's Francis Ford Coppola.
So yep.
Coppola, whatever. Who cares, right? Which we can get into them here in a little bit.
I mean, it's just the director of The Godfather, one of the more like highly critiqued, like held in the higher echelon of movies. his name, bro. Nah.
And that's
I'm
why.
kidding.
That's
Wait, am I allowed to curse? I'm just
I'm gonna
in
probably
this
edit.
show.
I'm gonna probably edit that out. So just keep it clean.
Okay,
It's
all
gonna
right,
be a.
bro. My bad, my bad.
You're good. You're good. It's gonna be a family friendly show, and YouTube doesn't like the curse words, so
Yeah, yep.
we can't be
Gotcha.
saying that stuff. It's all good though. It happens. So the movies has always been something that has intrigued me, and this is why I wanted to do the show with you, because you're more of a movie buff
Mhm.
than I am, and I figured, and not only that, but you're more into. You're not so knee deep in the esoteric and occult stuff that I am, which ruins the movie experience for me. And
Right.
the reason that Nic Cage stands out to me is because I feel like he is trying to show us a different reality with every single one of his movies. And I've always said that he's like some weird alchemical, immortal alchemist time traveler that shows you the other realm, the other side, through the use of cinemagic, right? Or
Okay.
the use of cinema as a sort of medium to, because bro, you're talking about, right, Godfather, one of the most well-known movies, probably one of the greatest movies ever known to all time.
I consider it one of my favorite movies. Like I've always I have that shit on like 4K. So yeah,
think about that. Think about the influence that something like that has had on people throughout all of history. And that's just one movie. You know what I'm saying? Like, one movie. Now, take into account, what did we count? 116 movies?
Yeah.
And the fact that he refuses to like do, that was one of the fights that he had, where he wanted to take on smaller roles, more indie style movies, you know?
Yeah, you know what's the strangest thing about Nicolas Cage, now that we've gotten to this point, is the Coppola family was always referred to as like cinema royalty, right? Yeah, Francis Ford Coppola, he made Apocalypse Now, he made The Godfather Part 1 and 2. He always had a sense of family when he made those movies, and behind the scenes, he incorporated his own family into those movies. I was watching a few videos just to kind of get more grasp to like the backdrop of what Nic Cage's family is, essentially like how he broke into the business. And it's very interesting because as Francis Ford Coppola gave him jobs essentially in movies that he did, Nicholas ended up dropping his last name Coppola. The only movie that's accredited to him as Nicolas Coppola is Fast Times at Richmond High, which I believe was one of his first movies that he did.
1982, yeah.
Yes, 1982. But it says here from the notes that I have that because he wanted to assure himself that any success he had was based on his own merits, not from the fame of his uncle, Francis Ford Coppola. So I don't know what to attribute that in the sense that he just kind of wanted to. It is fair. It is fair because I see it a lot into what happened in Coppola's own regard with The Godfather Part 3. Godfather is a series of movies that the third one is notoriously known as like the worst one out of the three. And it really is. It's just a very disappointing movie that didn't really have to exist. But on top of that, Francis ended up putting his family in there. So because of that happening, it just like after that, he was just always regarded as like creating some of the best movies of all time. And then like the rest of his career kind of like panned out, and he's just legacy, but known for that. Whereas Nic Cage, I feel like he has created this, how do I explain this? It's this weird kind of interesting, yet like, what is it? It's like, it's very, it grabs you. You know what I mean? Like it's like that train wreck that happens, but you can't look away because like it's a 50-50. Either it's going to be a pretty like, it crashed, oh my God, or it's something like, wow, this is incredible and I need to watch the rest of this. Some of his movies have floored me. Like, I'm not going to lie. Like something like National Treasure. That movie like I had it set in my mind that I'm
Is
like,
there
okay,
a map on the back of the
is
Declaration?
there a map? Yeah,
Is there?
yeah. Is there a map? Is there? Who knows? There's like, you got these cult societies and all these secrets and what's hiding in plain view.
So real quick, Danny, because you're touching on stuff, right? This is something that the elites have done for a long, like this whole nepotism stuff, where they do something and then they include their family. They keep it in the family. Now, I'm not saying that the Coppola family is evil, although
But they do belong to essentially a family that's highly connected with, at times, even with the development of The Godfather, there was a lot of, how do I say this? Like,
look at these names, bro. Archimedes, Carmine,
Pancraso, Mario, Anton, Edward, and Clarence.
Yeah, the best known members are Francis Ford, Sophia, and Nicolas Cage. Their descendants, and
I was saying what I was mentioning earlier was there was a lot of intermingling about the mafia, the actual mafia, because of what The Godfather was about. You had actual mafia, like leaders and heads of families from the actual mafia that were overseeing a lot of what was in that development of that movie. So it was very tough for him to, film like calmly and do his movie like the best he could when he had the government involved, the heads of his own like movie studio ready to like fire him at any moment's notice, and the heads of like these different mafia families that are like, oh, what are you trying to put on this in a bad light? What are you trying to do? It was insane. But because of that success, to your point, you could go like, okay, what, like these guys are now in a whole different other spectrum. Now they're not even in the same group as us. You know what I'm saying? Because of Hollywood, because of the elites, because of all that stuff.
So this is the patron saint of Bernalda, which is where the Coppola's, the family originates from. This is the patron saint. This guy here, Bernardino of Siena. Now, they have this saint. But what they don't have, what they do have actually is we have the Church of Cage here at the, dude, maybe that's the name of the show, the Church of Cage.
The Church of Cage. There you go.
Right,
we did it. We found it out, bro.
This is gonna be our thing. So
hail Nicolas Cage. Nicolas Cage as Jesus Christ.
So imagine Nicolas Cage in Passion of the Christ, bro.
Nicolas Cage,
bro. That would have been a whole different experience, bro. I'll tell you that much.
I forgot he was Ghost Rider, dude.
He was Ghost Rider. That's right.
I think the second or third one was terrible.
Looking down his list of movies, man, there's some movies that I'm like, oh, damn. Like, I didn't even know he was in that.
Yeah. Okay, so the Church of Cage. Let me double make sure that it's not taken. The Church of Cage. Official. Hold on, dude.
Are you gonna put it as official Church of Cage?
God. All right, hold on, dude. There is somebody with this name that legitimately worships. Bro, they call it cageism.
We're ice. Cageism.
Bro,
wow.
What?
Hail Nicolas Cage.
Oh my goodness. What is okay?
Wow.
Where do you guys operate? And they spelled operate wrong. This is 186 weeks ago. Okay. We do not reside or operate in this physical plane, but instead operate within the spiritual realm of Cage, which can be accessed through one's belief in our Lord. Okay. This is maybe taking a little bit too far. Like, I don't think that
a little bit
Nic Cage is the Messiah, just for clarification. Through him, we can reach enlightenment, and we are not bound to the limitations of the mortal realm. Praise bees, bro. Please start.
That's a reference to the Wicker Man. That's beautiful. Wow.
Please start posting again. I am all right. So, when was the?
Oh my god,
dude!
What is that?
What is this?
What the hell?
Okay. So
that's from an anime fest. What the heck?
Golly, bro. All right, listen. Listen. Listen, I think that we need to carry on the torch for the Church of Cage. They've been inactive since, when was this? 124.
That was 2020. Yeah.
2020. Listen, we're going to pick up.
4 years.
Yeah, we're going to pick up where you left off. All right, regardless of the name. All right, because I did get this piece commissioned.
Bro, I know you probably don't like the hashtags, but if you saw the hashtag somewhere for Church of Cage,
I got this done.
For the post. So after Cage's, bro, that's it. It sells itself, man. There it is.
Oh my goodness. All right. So just when you thought that it couldn't get any worse, it absolutely does get worse.
That's what I'm saying. We're not even deep in the rabbit hole. And that's it. Wow.
This is bizarre, bro. The Cage Brigade.
What do you think it is? This is you're scrolling through a video of just people wearing his face. What do you think it is about his face? Because that what do you think it is about his face though? Like what like it's not attraction.
Look at this meme.
I'm not saying it's Nicolas Cage, but it's Nicolas Cage.
So we're talking about all right. Golly, man. You know, sometimes you don't know what kind of can of worms that you open, and this is definitely one of those can of worms. All right.
Oh, for sure.
Think about it. So we've talked about the influence that his movies have had.
Mm-hmm.
And what in the world is this, bro?
What you find now?
Church of Cage is a church that worships the might of Nicolas Cage. The people that go to his church are called Cagians. They have a special chant that they say when they pray. It goes like this: not the bees, I lose money fast, but the bees are worse.
Goes on repeat 10 times.
In Fiji. They have a holy book known as the Book of Cage. They wear cloaks. All right, obviously this is a parody of the stuff that we saw, but
oh yeah, of course, gotta be.
Still,
but hey, someone took the time to make that,
bro. Hey, go get your Church of Cage merch on TeePublic. Link in the description. All right. But bro, look. All right, this is weird because what if I was tapping into the collective,
right,
of the Cagians? All right, of the cock, the Church of Cage, when I made this.
Yeah, who knows?
Right.
Look, maybe it was your calling. You know, maybe through his energy
Hail
that he
Nicolas Cage.
That he puts out there in the cosmos.
Amen.
You know
brother.
what I mean?
Yeah. So let's talk about his face, right? You're talking about his face.
I'm saying, like, what is it that just like
he's not a bad looking guy, bro. You know, he's not a bad looking guy.
You don't think so?
No, but here's the thing, dude. So we're talking about a guy who has become a meme. Okay. He's a meme, and there's something to that mimetic occultism, that mimetic magic, if you will, that I'm not saying that Cage operates on that, because you got Trump operates on, he's a meme. Elon Musk operates on that. He's a meme. Like, the idea of a meme, what is a meme? Well, a meme is the smallest form of information, the smallest unit of form of information. And these guys are able to inject these memes that spread like a parasite in the collective that creates culture. So here we have this meme that started as a little old, Cage Coppola that was injected into the collective, obviously through his uncles and all this stuff, and his royal family and immortal alchemists, time travelers, whatever. Who cares, right? Because one of the things is that he had at one point he had a whole bunch of castles and stuff too.
Yeah,
and real estate.
His money.
He's a real life Dracula, bro.
Where he went to spend his money is insane. He spent almost, if I remember, $300,000 on a dinosaur skull. Sometimes you just gotta have enough money to be like, you know what I want today? I want a dinosaur skull.
No, hear me out, bro. Look, this is my unfiltered opinion of Nic Cage, and this is why I think he's the GOAT. All right, I'm gonna tell you right now.
Okay.
So
all right.
all the stuff that he's bought, right? All this craziness that people always talk about. Oh, he bought all this stuff. I think that Nic Cage actually didn't he buy a sarcophagus too?
He had stated that he wanted to be buried in a pyramid when he passes away.
He does have a pyramid. So Nic Cage
in New Orleans. In New Orleans, he's got, it says here, a pyramid tomb in New Orleans graveyard. So it's a 9 foot tall with a Latin phrase, omnia ab uno, or everything from one.
Bro. What? So check it out, bro. Check it out. Look, people kiss it, dude. People kiss the freaking tomb.
Omnia ab uno. Yeah, there it is.
So check it out. What I think happened was, I think that Nic Cage, with his buying of certain relics, he stumbled across a talisman of some sort.
Okay.
That has granted him the ability to not focus on the main roles. And that's why he does the indie movies, smaller producers, smaller production stuff, because he doesn't care. He's already learned the secrets that there is, bro. He's already stepped outside of space and time. He's the sorcerer's apprentice.
So enlighten me real quick on
Nicolas
something.
Cage.
Enlighten me on something, Juan.
Go ahead.
When it comes to those, like, at least pyramid structures, right? At least to someone that is not as deep into the rabbit holes that as you could be.
The bowels of reality, if you will.
The bowels of reality. Does that just mean anything in particular because it's a pyramid? Is it like, does it have any extra meaning because it has that shape?
Oh, absolutely, bro. I mean, what is one of the biggest enigmas of our the freaking pyramids of Giza?
Like a pyramid, yeah, and
So,
the Illuminati and all that stuff.
Exactly. And the reasoning for that, you have the rejected cornerstone, which is a whole thing. You have allegedly, if you believe the Giza power plant idea, where the pyramids are actually these huge power plants that were used to harness energy or create some sort of energy, because they've always talked about, oh, there were burial chambers. When have they ever found any mummies buried in the great pyramids? Never. They're always buried like 1,000 miles south or north, whatever, in the Valley of the Kings. So the shape, I've heard, also is able to transmit energy the most efficient. Again, there's a whole bunch of, it's on the back of our dollar, right? There's all this occult symbolism. So definitely, am I able to answer your question 100%? No, I can only answer it partially, because it can mean all the above or none or
no,
more.
But
you know what
I'm saying in reference to what you're saying with like the talisman thing. Is there an extra meaning because of the pyramid that he would want to be like buried there in that typical location? Or
well, yeah. Where is this, bro? This is New Orleans.
New Orleans. Yeah.
What's the ley line here? So there could be a various. So let's see what the ley line is here. The New Orleans ley line is along the. Where are we at? 29th.
I think that's the closest one. Isn't it towards
29th parallel, but look at their logo. It's the Fleur de Lis. So again, this is near, I wouldn't say near the 33rd, but New Orleans is a very, how I say this, magical place. There's a lot of
things incorporated there, right? With
it's like a reflection. I think, don't you have like Cairo or Memphis? No, right? Memphis, New Orleans. Is that a place there? Memphis, New Orleans, or is that?
Looks like it.
So let me pull this up here. Memphis. Anyways, it's Memphis, Tennessee. No. Anyways, I could have sworn there was like a Cairo, Louisiana. Is that right? Cairo, Louisiana. So the reason I bring this up is because, right, Cairo, Egypt, Cairo, Louisiana, it's supposed to be a reflection,
like some type of, not equivalent, but something close to it.
So
probably. All
right, bro. Listen, dude. Listen. I like that you're a normie because you don't know about any of that stuff, but this stuff here, right? So Cairo, right? We have Cairo, Egypt, where the pyramids are at. And then there's the belief, bro. Here, stick with me, okay, Danny?
Yeah, I'm sticking with you.
All right, so
I'm sticking with you.
Oh God, this is a globe. Let me zoom in for the flat earthers. Okay, so when you went to school, Danny, or when we went to school, because we went to the same high school, Did you go to
Right.
Neptune Middle?
Yes.
Oh,
I
okay.
did.
We went to Neptune. Did you go to Park and Selman too?
No, I did not.
All right.
I went to Meadowwoods, but
No, I went to Park and Selman. I went to one other one. Anyways, so we went to the same middle school and same high school. When
Yep.
you were taught history, where did they say that humanity originated from? Right, the Middle East, the Fertile Crescent,
essentially,
Mesopotamia.
like when you talk about like, yeah.
Well, there's a whole other school of thought that believes that the Fertile Crescent is this right here, okay, and that history and humanity originated from this area here. So Louisiana is ripe in that area to where maybe our boy, Mr. Cage,
Hail Nicolas Cage.
You think he's on a hunch that, like, he's on a serious hunch that it's got to be there? He needs to be buried?
Maybe, bro. But and also, who builds their tomb out before they die? So think about that significance. In a lot of secret societies, I'm not saying that Nic Cage is a part of one, but a lot of secret societies, there are a lot of rituals that it's about inducing death, about reliving that death experience. Now, if that's symbolic or literal, I mean, there's two sides of that. There's some people who say that they do it symbolically. There's other people who say that they do it literal with like drowning rituals and all this different stuff, you know?
Well, even then, if we're supposed to take it at face value, right? You could just simply go to this and just say, oh, snap, look, Nic Cage is probably onto something. He did National Treasure, right? What is that movie about? Finding treasures from secret ancient societies and cults that were hidden long, long ago, right? Okay, cool. With the founding fathers, all that stuff. You have movies like Ghost Rider. What does that pertain to? The spirit of vengeance that is hell, and he's like a demon, partakes in that. Wicker Man is another movie that's about like cults, right?
And what does Wicker stand for, bro? Wicker Man warps your reality. He controls your reality. So think about Burning Man and what they do out there. That's kind of sort of like a Wicker Man. Obviously,
I find it interesting too, because like his choice in movies, you could kind of have that like narrative that, oh, he did these purposely. Is he onto something? Is he trying to say something here? Because like even then with what you talked about with the magicians, right? For the whole Coppola quote, we have Season of the Witch, we have Sorcerer's Apprentice. There was also, what was the other one I saw?
Renfield.
You know, yeah, exactly.
He ate a real cockroach for that movie.
It was actually a different one. It was a Vampire's Kiss.
Oh, my bad. Vampire's Kiss. I know it was the vampire one.
Face Off, which talks about, switching the identity with someone else in their faces and having that like possibility.
Bro, I'm telling you, Danny, Nic Cage is an immortal alchemist. All right. Don't at me, people, okay? Because I know for a fact, and this is why I think it'd be fun to get into all this and break his movies down.
Bro, even movies like Lord of War, where he's essentially an arms dealer, or even World Trade Center, which it's like some of these topics, and I'm just going off of face value about the topics, that's onto something. You know what I'm saying? Like, at face value, of course, you know more than I do, but it's like at face value, you can go, okay, is he trying to say something here? Is there something that he's trying to convey to us as to why he makes these movies about these topics in particular?
Let's read this.
I'm just going off a hunch.
From ABC News, is Nicolas Cage a vampire from the Civil War era? Could Nicolas Cage be a vampire? A Civil War era photo that bears an eerie resemblance to Cage's. Wait, hold on. What?
Oh, you haven't seen the photo?
No,
you haven't seen the photo of that? You got to see the photo. It's actually pretty interesting.
Oh, see, dude, this is what I mean right here. So yeah, so I have seen this, and this is what I'm talking about, Danny. Where a lot of these elites, this is just one of many. You know what I'm saying? Like this is one of many celebrities that look like these old time photos. Now, Occam's razor would say, all right, well, maybe there was just a guy who resembles him once upon a time, because we have no idea who this guy is. Maybe if we do a search of this guy, find out he's somewhere else, from a whole different family. Who cares? That's Occam's razor. But how we were talking about before, these families, and I've seen it time and time again. For example, the Visconti family with the Visconti Sforza tarot deck, where Visconti Sforza tarot. What the heck? Look at this. My freaking.
They don't want us to find out,
They
bro.
don't want us to find out, bro. My thing started bugging out by itself, bro. What? Golly. All right. So we have the oldest tarot deck where it was one of the first. And this is the people who the Alfa Romero car logo is modeled after, right? Milan, where they created the first tarot deck. And all these people, bro, are family members, and they're immortalized in this deck. Okay. So, and here's the thing, the devil card is missing, bro. And they say that the devil card is missing because it was taken and worshipped in a ceremonial setting or something. So there's a conspiracy in regards to why the devil card is missing. So again, it's about immortal. So think about that. Think about media. Think about movies, bro.
Yeah.
Those are the modern day tarot. That those movies are forever immortalized and don't think of like digital, on a USB drive. No, think about the like reality. All those movies are.
It's more like influence. Yeah, and it's more like influence and about then they say like leave your legacy behind and stuff like that to be remembered for.
But again, maybe that's the key to immortality, leaving your imprint on reality, or are you a freaking time traveling freaking vampire from the Civil War era? Who knows, right? I think so.
Hey, he's on a mission to get on as many movies as possible.
Here.
Right?
So Cage has starred in Vampire's Kiss and played a demonic role in Ghost Rider. For most, his connection to the blood-sucking species ends there. No, because this was written in 2011. He came out with another freaking vampire movie. Yeah. So the species ends there. Not so for Jack Mord, an antiques dealer who got the rumor mill cooking when he posted a photograph for sale on eBay of a man who he says is from Bristol, Tennessee. Around 1870, he says.
They say they don't have the identity of that guy. They don't have the identity of the person in the photograph. If I remember correctly, they don't have the identity. They just say that he's a man from that location, but they don't have a first or last name for that
Mord
person.
believes Cage is a vampire who reinvents himself every 75 years or so. He goes, quote, personally, I believe it's him, that he is some sort of walking undead / vampire, etc., who quickens / reinvents himself once every 75 years or so. He wrote in the post, which has since been removed. 150 years from now, he might be a politician, the leader of a cult, or a talk show host. Mort claims that the supposedly 47-year-old actor looks virtually unchanged since his first big hit, Moonstruck, all the way back in 1987. More proof. Yikes. So the seller is so confident that the person in the photo is Cage that he said any serious potential buyer will be allowed to have a photo expert in their choice examine the original photograph before any money changes hands. The photo was offered at a price of $1 million. I wonder if Nic Cage bought it and was like, yo, shut up, bro. $1 million, but it has since been removed. Unfortunately, there's one small problem with the bold claim. Vampire experts have been buzzing since the news about Mr. Vampire Cage broke because a vampire cannot be photographed. God, bro. So
can you imagine the person that was like given that story? They're like, here's a story of Nic Cage as a vampire, and they're just like,
yeah, I mean,
all right.
So it's stuff like that, right?
That's wild.
That makes you think. See, we have another one here. Nic Cage. All right. Oh, all right. So here, check this out. Nicolas Cage isn't unfamiliar with bizarre situation. The eccentric Hollywood star bought one of the most infamous homes in New Orleans.
There it is again.
What house is that? And then had to build a pyramid in the city's oldest cemetery to try and break a curse. All right, hold on. He did what?
I didn't know it was about
Nicolas
breaking
Cage.
a curse.
Hold on, bro.
Well then.
So of course, Nicolas Cage denies the theory outright. Let's read. Let's work our way through this because this is heavy stuff.
Yeah.
Right. So Cage's recent film, The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, which was amazing, by the way, is all the proof you need that he understands the tropes about him. So this particular movie, right, The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, it's almost like him, and I've heard it put, making the Faustian bargain, the Faustian pact, which is the archetypal deal with the devil of accepting who you are. And by accepting who you are, I'm talking about the meme that he has become. So the meme has become its own living organism, its own living entity. It's an egregore, right? There's the idea of Nic Cage, and then there's the meme Nic Cage that are existing in parallel to one another. And they're going to, and in this movie, it all comes together because he learns to embrace that. So you have the union of the opposites, right? The divine hermaphrodite coming together in this alchemical wedding, if you will, in this movie. And so he understands the tropes about him, that he's a meme. He's a walking, talking meme. And right, so the master, the apprentice must defeat the master to become, you know, that sort of thing, right? You were the chosen one. You know, the whole Star Wars. But as he told The Guardian in 2013, he's aware of the internet's fascination with him. Quote, "The internet has developed this thing about me, and I'm not even a computer guy, you know. I don't know why it is happening. I'm trying not to. Let me say this. I'm now of the mindset that when in Rome, if you can't beat them, join them." So again, coming to terms with the idea that you're a meme. Because how does that make you feel, bro? If you were to become a meme and
essentially you're leaving your mark, like what you touched upon earlier. You are leaving a mark or a footprint
mimetic
in people's
immortality.
minds.
That's what I'm dubbing it. Mimetic immortality. So
you could add that to the shirt design.
Yeah, exactly. So
mimetic immortality. I like that.
Cage added that the fandom around him is affection loaded with irony. Being in Massive Talent was Cage's response to this obsessive fan culture. But there is one particularly bizarre conspiracy theory circa 2011 around the actor that is almost too weird for words. Although
that's got to be
that's got to be the vampire one. But check it out. So he's very meta. Right, like that's like super meta, where you're in a movie and he plays Nic Cage in the movie as Nicolas Cage. You know, like
Nic Cage. Yeah, you can't get more meta than that at that point.
So yeah, this. By the way, eBay.
I was gonna ask you. You know where the Cage name comes from?
No, where does that come from?
So he stated in an interview that he took it from the comic book character Luke Cage. That he felt like he could connect and relate to, like that sense of like being powerful and being like an absolute unit that Luke Cage is.
The black guy, Marvel's Luke Cage?
Yeah, look it up, bro. Yeah.
So, all right. You can't tell me that Nic Cage identifies as a black.
Look it up. Put reason why Nic Cage is with the last name Cage. Obviously was to get away from the Coppola name, but he explains it that he just really liked that name and that character.
All right, so why did Nicolas Cage why didn't it change his last name? Nicolas Cage's original name was Nicholas Kim Coppola. He is an FU motion picture, and he changed it wanting to differentiate himself from his uncle. Come on, bro, don't be spreading fake news.
No, I'm not spreading fake news. Look it up.
Right here. So continue without disabling. Screw these guys. Nicolas Cage shares the story behind his stage name. Nicolas Cage realized pretty early into his acting career that he did not want to be credited by his birth name, Nicolas Coppola. Is this from Ghost Rider?
Ghost Rider, yeah.
The second or third one was really freaking dumb. I didn't like it. So, all right. So, in an interview, Cage shed some light on where the Cage part of his name came from. Following his Fast Times at Ridgemont High appearance, the actor explains how his experience working on that film wasn't very pleasant, etc., etc. And Cage also touched on where his stage name came from. He said it was partly inspired by Marvel character Luke Cage, who has since been portrayed by Mike Coulter in the popular Luke Cage.
In the Netflix. Yep.
And
Netflix
this is recent,
show.
right? This is recent.
That one was recent, yeah.
Nicolas Cage was also a fan of composer John Cage, and when coupling that surname with Nicholas, it seemed to work out perfectly.
And there's the quote.
So John Cage, who avant-garde composer. So John Cage and Power Man. So a black composer. Yikes. All right. Well,
Wait, that's what John Cage is.
no, John Cage is a composer, avant-garde composer. But
Oh wait, he was also black.
No, I don't think so. I just said I just combined the two, like black.
Oh, you just combined.
John. No,
I was saying. Oh wow. Okay.
Music.
Well, avant-garde. So it's kind of in field of what he is then, because avant-garde and Nic Cage. I mean.
Yeah. So think. All right. And here's the thing, bro. So we have this guy and avant-garde, power man. All right. I forgot what I was gonna say, but I had to do something with. Oh, so enthusiasm. So enthusiasm. Whoops. Enthusiasm. No, what is it? There's a word for these actors, right? When they are portraying these characters. So think of an actor, and especially Nic Cage, who's he's a method actor, right? Like he wants to up the ante. A lot of Cage rage moments that he's famous for, like the meme, right? Like that's him. That's part of his personality, his persona. And if you think about, was it enthusiasm? There's a word I have to find. Inspiration, I think it was. Anyways, there's a word that we use a lot that quite literally means to be possessed, right, by an outside force. And if you think of the concept of an actor
channeling,
exact kind of sort of channeling these characters, like they're think about it, bro. They're different aspects of their own mind that they're stepping into. Either they're stepping into it and really leaning into it, or they're opening themselves up for these things on the outside to come down and use them as puppets, if you will. You know what I'm saying? Like that, like 100%. Like look at like the one that we saw, the freaking poster that I have, the Color Out of Space, like that whole thing.
Color Out of Space, yeah.
Where you see the downfall, like the decline of his mentality throughout the entire movie. Obviously, he's playing a character, but the alpacas, bro. You know, you got to save the alpacas. It turns out that freaking the Incas worshipped alpacas, bro. Like that. Like I learned that from that movie.
He's onto something, bro. He's always onto something.
So, again, just very interesting when it comes to Nic Cage. And like I said, once we start diving into his movies, I think we'll be able to really extract some more nuggets of gnosis.
What I find, you know, so weird too, because I was gonna say something about his voice, and I knew there had to be something, what's it called, a reason for it. So why does his voice sound like the way it does, right? Like you speak, I speak in our regular voices. He's got that thing where he kind of like drags a little bit and just kind of that. And apparently he said in some interview that he realized that a lot of great movie stars had recognizable voices. So he stylized his to be distinctive. And I swear, like anytime you do his voice, like people instantly know who you're trying to like imitate. So he was successful in that.
Prisoner of Ghostland, bro. Prisoners of Ghostland. Amazing. Did you see that one?
I did not see that one. That's what I'm looking forward to watching whichever movie we're slated to watch of his.
All right, bro.
But did you know the Johnny Depp story with him?
No,
because I did not know this. So when the whole Amber Heard and Johnny Depp trial was happening, nothing else was played at work but that, right? And when Johnny Depp took the stand, and I did not know this, he shares a story that he was living around the same area that Nic Cage was at, and he was a part of a band, and he was struggling financially. So they pretty much would meet up from time to time. They knew each other, and so suggested by Nic Cage, he told him, "Hey, talk to my agent," and that's how Johnny Depp got into like his foot in the door with the movies. And I never knew that. This guy like has, you know, his hand in a lot of stuff.
Johnny Depp was jealous of Nicolas Cage when young.
I can imagine. Well, remember, I think he's a bit older than him. Or were they the same age? I don't even know. I always think that Johnny Depp's older just because he does look, his features do look older than most. You know, he was married to someone for like 4 days.
Who?
Nic Cage.
Really? He's got like
4 days,
had like three or four wives. So
So get this. Besides that, I was gonna mention his favorite movies. Of course, we're not just talking about movies, but onto what we were talking about. Because I do feel like
What was the movie in Massive Talent? It was like, was it Flipper 2 or something like that? What was the movie that he always talked about? We should watch that one too. Warrington or something. What was the movie?
I forgot, bro. I forgot what the movie was. Dude.
Favorite movie of Nic Cage.
Can you believe this guy was the former son-in-law of Elvis Presley, bro? That's what I'm saying. This guy's got his hand in
Nic
everything.
Cage, right? Yeah, he married dude. All right.
He married Lisa Marie Presley, yeah.
All right. Listen, dude.
He married Elvis's daughter, bro.
The King's daughter. So think about that, bro.
Daughter.
Think about that.
Yeah.
Think about that concept. The whole which Elvis Presley was, again, he was also some people claim an occultist, bro. He was into mysticism and spirituality, and people thought he was like a messiah, right? But think about that. Right. He died very young. He was the king. If you think about the King Kill 33 ritual and all that stuff, I mean, they take that energy and they transmutate it into a new endeavor. But yeah, bro, I completely forgot about that connection, that he did marry Elvis Presley's daughter. She recently passed away too, right?
Yeah, she did. She did recently pass away. Yeah.
Interesting, but again, like how you said, he knows something.
He knows something. He's connected. He's got. It's like, what is that? Those 7 degrees of separation or something like that. I forgot what the actual thing is called, but like
a Bacon or whatever.
No. Yeah, that whole thing with Kevin Bacon, where it's like, it's like he's either related or in connection or somewhere in relation to something that, pop culture wise. You know what I'm saying?
Paddington 2, bro, is the movie that they cry about in
Paddington.
So we got to check out Paddington 2.
Absolutely.
I'll probably watch this with the kids, and I'm not going to cry because...
Did you know his 5 favorite movies?
There's The Bear again, which is... Or what are his 5 favorite movies, bro?
So here we go. Wizard of Oz.
Okay.
Streetcar Named Desire. East of Eden. 2001: A Space Odyssey.
What?
And A Clockwork Orange.
Those are Nic Cage's favorite movies, bro?
Favorite movies is what he stated.
Bro, what?
Now... You know what's crazy about it too is that Wizard of Oz and 2001: A Space Odyssey have been. I don't think Wizard of Oz has had as many as 2001: A Space Odyssey, but like theories, of course, about like the origin of man and like what all that stuff with dimensions and like what the hell the ending of the movie is supposed to represent.
Yeah.
Whereas like Wizard of Oz, of course, has its like demonic interpretations of what it can mean. Streetcar Named Desire had Marlon Brando, who famously was the actual Godfather in the movie Godfather. So there's your other connection there. East of Eden was with James Dean, one of those like classic 50s movies that was like highly regarded of its time. And A Clockwork Orange, which was another famous movie by Stanley Kubrick, who also made 2001: A Space Odyssey. So very interesting choice of films. I will say
it is an interesting choice of films because in my presentation, which I had no idea that those were his favorite movies, I have a presentation that I haven't done yet. And I have a part in it that I talk about the East of Eden, and the reason I bring up the East of Eden is because it was through Philip K. Dick, which we're talking about interdimensionalism, simulation.
Philip K. Dick, the same one of Blade Runner fame and Android's Dream of Electric Sheep.
Sheep, yeah, that's right. So, and the reason why this stands out to me is because East of Eden is where they say... Hold on, let me find it. It's 122 slides, so please bear with me as I find the slide.
Yeah, no, you're good. You're good.
But let's see here. The East of Eden is an interesting one. That's super specific. And then you have the whole concept of the 2001 Space Odyssey with the black monolith, the origins of humanity. Well, this has to do with that, the origins of humanity. And I can't find the freaking slide that I want to show here. But here, let's see. All right, I think I found it. So, Templars. Here we go. So, the East of Eden has to do with the palm trees, which the palm trees, right? We have the East is up top, and I'm thinking of something completely north. So, never mind. It would have been cool though, because the palm tree is, where is it at? North of in the north of paradise. So, but north is
the tree of immortal life is what you're referencing.
Yeah. But for some reason, I thought that the east was over here. But anyways, but still,
okay.
East of Eden. This does relate to Eden, Black Iron Prison, the palm tree garden, to the Garden of Eden is a metaphor for the ideal state towards Phil. Et cetera. People will find out about that eventually. But again, interesting concepts there. Is he part of any secret societies that we know of? Nic Cage. Mason. Is he a Mason?
I know he did a few. I don't know if it was more like says it was like done in charity wise, but if I remember correctly, let me look at something here.
Wait, what is this? Hold on. Oh no, they want him to be They want him to be. So if masonry had a patron saint in Hollywood, Nicolas Cage would be the guy. And
he's made some questionable choices though, and I don't mean in just his movie roles. I mean, there's something here I'm reading in 2006. He did, what was it? He donated $2 million in to Amnesty International for a fund to help child soldiers. Now, I don't have a source for that. I'm just reading that off of like a list of certain things here. Besides that, he collects comic books and sees them as today's equivalent of mythology.
You see, dude, Hollywood's pantheon, bro. That's such a bizarre thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, that he understands the medium. He understands that that's immortality on paper, if you will, solidified in reality. And that's what, think about the language when it comes to casting a movie, right? A script. There are characters, they're created for that thing, right? The silver screen. Check this out here. I'll admit there are a lot of actors who in the past fit the bill, including the stalwarts like John Wayne, Audie Murphy, Ernest Borgnine, Clark Gable.
Bro, that's the guy who plays Mermaid Man in SpongeBob, bro.
Who?
Ernest Borgnine.
This guy?
Yeah. That's the guy. I believe he was in the Poseidon Adventure, and he was the voice of Mermaid Man in SpongeBob. That's why you have me here, bro. I'm just a pulp culture guy.
That's what I'm saying. That's why. All right, so he is him. Wow. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Roy Rogers, some amongst that list have been more vocal and out about their affiliation, which is in the end a personal choice. No, I say patron saint to Masonry because Cage seems to have a track record of making movies in and around the subject matter that circles that of Freemasonry.
That's what I was talking about.
Without any open connection to his affiliation with the fraternity. So this is 2011, so we'll have to go.
Right. We got to take it with a grain of salt. Yeah. But even then, like, that's some of the stuff I was talking about. Like, some of the movies he's chosen touch upon certain topics, right? Like the secret society stuff, sorcery, magic, and the kind of like, that's what I'm saying. At face value, you just go like, well, is there more to this? Like, what does this mean? You know,
this
like,
is what this guy's trying to think. Think of it as a parallel line of thought or art imitating life, and then he goes, just a quick list. I think I could be argued as being pro-Masonic or at least positive towards Masonic tradition. National Treasure, The Wicker Man, National Treasure, Book of Secrets, Knowing, The Sorcerer's Apprentice, Season of the Witch. Now, the golly.
He pretty much just goes through like a synopsis of the movies. There is what he looks like did there.
Let's read these. Nicolas Cage is one of the great actors in this day and time. Hail Nicolas Cage.
Hail Nicolas Cage.
Yeah. Oh, he was also in Croods. I forgot about that. Ghost Rider. Yep. All right. Anyways, how you're saying interesting choice. And given the fact that he purposely picks these low budget films and doesn't focus on the large budget mainstream sort of stuff. So what does that have to say about him? I don't know. But on the kick of him being a vampire, I don't know if you've noticed the guy from Avatar. The main guy from Avatar, what's his name? Avatar.
You're talking about Avatar, the Pandora Blue People Avatar?
Yeah. What's the main character's name? Sam Worthington.
So that's the actor, yeah.
Sam Worthington has done other movies on him becoming an alien. And the one that comes to mind that I always talk about on the show is The Titan. And in this movie, he right, so in Avatar, they want to transfer their consciousness into this body that they've grown in a lab, and they go to Pandora and all this craziness, right? We know the whole movie. People have seen it.
Yeah.
In this movie, The Titan, he freaking volunteers for this special op program that turns people into aliens to go to some moon that Saturn has or some crazy planet in order to be able to survive on that moon of that planet. So it's like these guys, either this guy really wants to be an alien, or what are they pushing? Like, what's the agenda? Why has Nic Cage done so many vampire movies? Like, what's going on? You know, like,
or he must have a fetish of wanting to be an alien. Who knows, bro?
He wants to get probed hard, bro. He's like, yeah, probe me harder.
Make me an alien. Yeah.
So let's see here. This guy did. Oh, he did The Titan, Wrath of the Titans. Right? What a weird friggin' thing. What else does the guy make? Man.
Yeah, he did those Titan movies. That's right. Yeah.
Man on the Ledge. And what's this one? Transfusion. What's this one about? Transfusion.
He was apparently very close friends with the late Johnny Ramone of the famous band The Ramones.
This guy?
No, Nicolas Cage.
Oh, Nicolas Cage. Yeah, forgot this is the Nic Cage. This is not a Sam Worthington podcast.
No, but it's actually interesting that you bring that up. I didn't know he even made a movie like that. That's wow.
It's actually pretty decent.
You think there's relating it to real life, and not to separate too much from our topic, but you think that's like a thing now? Like the focus has been like, hey, let's just turn into aliens. Let's go live on Mars. Let's go live on another planet now. Like, is that like the fascination of what all of Hollywood and people in media and politics want to do now?
You tell me, Danny, has there been a focus? Has focus shifted towards the alien agenda? And have you noticed anything on social media or any sort of...
I feel like it's been, a lot, actually. I mean, ever since Elon took over, what X now X. He calls it? X. Yeah, ever since he took Twitter, it's still Twitter. It don't matter what you call it, it's still Twitter. But it's like he will still share his like updates about going to space and the whole conversation around like going to Mars and stuff. I don't know, dude. It's really weird because on one hand you have like in media, I've kind of noticed it too. Like in media now, the shift went from like these interesting stories and like these very entertaining movies to like everything has to have some sort of agenda now, and pushing these narratives that just kind of push everybody to get mad at each other and have more separation of thought and separation of values and everything else, and just say like, no, I don't agree with you, and everyone's fighting each other. And now the more like expensive like projects have been like these wild movies about going to different planets and like Interstellar, let's just go take a bunch of embryos and eggs and stuff and just hatch them out there in like a whole different planet because our planet's dying. Let's go to Mars.
Is that Interstellar with Johnny Depp?
No. Interstellar with Matthew McConaughey, the Christopher Nolan movie.
Oh no, I don't think I've seen that one. Which is the one?
You gotta watch that one.
There's another one though
with Johnny Depp.
I want to say there's a movie like that with Johnny Depp, or I might be thinking of Interstellar.
Interstellar is the one with Matthew McConaughey that they have to go out to. He's with like Anne Hathaway and a whole bunch of people. No. I really enjoy that movie, but like I never wanted to go to the space even more after watching
well,
that,
space
bro.
is fake and gay, so it's fine. And aliens are fake and gay too. Speaking of aliens,
you heard it here first.
Well, I guess The Color Out of Space would be an alien movie with Nic Cage. Alien movies. All right, so I think Knowing, is that a
Knowing was I think that's the one where he has like the no, was that the one that he does? No, that's the End of the World one, isn't it?
Knowing. So MIT professor John Questler links a mysterious list of numbers from a time capsule to past and future disasters. Hey, there you go. Time travel.
Time travel. There we go. Another one.
All right.
The other one movie that he had sort of like that was called Next, where he could see like a few minutes or a few seconds like ahead of time. Something like that.
I just found out Nic Cage did a jiu-jitsu movie where he fought aliens, and now I want the guys to watch. Is that the one, the space one, right?
Is it?
The Ghost.
Oh no, Army of One, where he plays what? It was a weird guy who's trying to track down. No way. That's not what that movie's about.
What's the movie?
Army of One.
No, it's not. That's not the one. I recommend Army of One instead. So he's recommending a different one.
Okay, here's the synopsis. Army of One with Nicolas Cage. After a personal visit by God himself, the eccentric construction worker Gary takes the decision to embark on an adventure in the Badlands of Pakistan to bring Al Qaeda's leader Osama bin Laden to justice.
Yeah, I'm all right, bro. Oh, we're gonna have to watch that. We're gonna have to. Here, where he plays a weird guy with a katana.
Yeah.
Oh man,
It's just so funny. We go from talking about cults and what could this all mean, and time traveling vampire magicians.
It's the interdimensional crackheads you have to watch out, bro. That's what they don't want people to know, that there's actually interdimensional crackheads learning the esoteric secrets of alchemy, and they're able to piece out of this dimension. So, all right,
hey, man.
Listen, I think people get the point of this show. It's gonna be unhinged. All right, it's gonna be almost as unhinged as Nic Cage, right?
Hail Nicolas Cage.
Welcome to the inaugural episode of the Church of Cage, the cock. All right, so let's run a random number generator, and
let's do it.
Let's random number generator, and let's pick a film. All right, well, I guess so. Let me pull up the list here so people see it. So I made an Excel, and I put that there. So there are 115. All right, dream scenario. Which, did I see that one? No, I didn't see that one. I did watch.
Those are the ones that came
or
out
the
recently.
Retirement Plan, bro. I saw Sympathy for the Devil was amazing. I watched The Flash, which was actually a really good movie. Renfield, didn't like it. The Old Way, didn't like it. Butcher's Crossing, did I watch this one? I want to say I did. Maybe not. No, I didn't watch that one. The Unbearable Weight, amazing. Pig was good. Willy's Wonderland, amazing. Prisoners of Ghostland, amazing. The Croods, love it. Jiu-Jitsu.
I think that's the one that you were looking for earlier.
That's the one. Grand Isle, no. Yes, I did see this one. Yeah, dude, this one's so bizarre. Grand Isle. So weird. All right. Primal, amazing movie. Actually, this one was pretty terrible. It was like about him being on a boat and all this stuff. So, Kill Chain. If I see the thing, I'll be able to remember. Color Out of Space. We watched this one here at the house.
Yep.
The Running with the Devil. Also did watch it. Really good. Score to Settle. I believe I did. Yes, I did see this one. These are a little bit older. Spider-Man. He was there too. Noir, and they're gonna make a game of that one. Teen Titans Go.
He was in that. He was Kal-El Superman. He was Clark Kent, bro.
Oh wow. Mandy was good. Funny. Inconceivable. Let's see here. Pay the Ghost. Outcast. All right, so you get the point.
Snowden. He was in Snowden, bro.
Was he? Where's he at?
2016, towards the bottom.
Hank Forrester? I guess so.
That's the one that Oliver Stone made. Wow, that's
Wow.
another connection right there, because Oliver Stone is also known for making like the crazy conspiracy stuff, like he did JFK and all that. See what I mean, bro? It's he's onto something,
I have
bro.
a friend who allegedly drove Nic Cage's Corvette. So or his old Corvette before he sold it. So who knows, right? Maybe that's some sort of talisman. Anyways, you get the point. You got 1 through 1
through
15.
118 or 115. Right.
All right, so let's go here. Let's go 1 through 115. Oh. And we're gonna generate a random number. If I could ever get this correctly, there we go.
There we go.
We're gonna generate it, and we're gonna pick the movie that's on here. Hopefully, we can find it online. You ready, bro? And then people can watch the movie with us, I guess. And yeah, all right. So here we go. 100. All right, what do we got?
100. Fairly recent. That's fairly recent. Yeah.
Here we go.
What do we got?
Kill Chain, bro.
Kill Chain. All right.
We got Kill Chain, 2019 neo-noir crime thriller. So we're going to watch this for the next episode of the Church of Cage.
Oh, yeah.
Kill Chain. So hopefully this is probably going to be easier to find online anyways. I'll send you a link if I find it.
Probably. Yeah, absolutely, bro.
And so, yeah, there it is right there as Araña. As Spider.
As Spider. Here we go.
So we'll leave it at that. But all right, bro. I think this was a good first episode.
Yeah.
I think people are gonna enjoy this. I enjoy talking
for
about
sure, bro.
Nic Cage and all the connections. And there's plenty of stuff we left out, obviously, right? We didn't get into his biography.
We'll obviously get more into it as the episodes keep going. So
yeah, and I'm not gonna do just movies. I got other stuff planned too that will reach out to certain people, and I think it'll be fun. So
hey, it's gonna be great.
Yeah. Hopefully, if you're listening to this on the RSS feed, leave a 5-star review, leave a thumbs up, comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. You want to plug anything, Danny?
If you want to follow me at all and just keep up to date on any daily updates on the Twitch streams or anything like that, you can follow me on Instagram. If not, you can look me up on YouTube. I'll post the updates on there as well. And I want to thank Juan for having me on. Thank you, bro. This was a lot of fun. I cannot wait. This is going to be amazing.
Right on. As always, everyone.
Hail Nicolas Cage.
Stay safe out there. Stay safe out there. Love each other. Be good. All that good stuff. We'll see you on the next one. Me.
Later.
Nicolas Cage.